Manchester United news analysis. Why you should always check your sources. Welcome back to United Daily Updates, your most trusted source for everything Manchester United. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, now is the perfect time to hit that subscribe button. We are committed to bringing you accurate, reliable, and honest information about the Red Devils. In a world full of fake news and clickbait, we make sure everything we share is verified and true. Turn on those notifications so you never miss an update from us. The Hook. When football news goes wrong. Have you ever read something about Manchester United that just did not sound right? Maybe a transfer rumor that seemed too good to be true? Or a lineup prediction that made you scratch your head? Well, today we are going to talk about exactly that situation. We recently came across an article about Manchester United that got so many things wrong, it is actually a perfect teaching moment for all of us. This article claimed to predict the Manchester United lineup for a match against Sunderland. It talked about 4 changes to the team. It discussed tactics and formations. It even quoted the manager Ruben Amorim. But here is the problem. The article was filled with errors. Not small mistakes, but massive errors that make the entire piece unreliable. Why does this matter? Because as Manchester United fans, we deserve accurate information. We deserve to know the truth about our club. And we need to be careful about what we read and share online. So today, we are going to break down this article, point out the mistakes, and talk about why fact-checking matters in football journalism. Introduction. The importance of reliable information. Before we dive into the specific errors in this article, let us talk about why accurate information matters so much in football. Manchester United is one of the biggest clubs in the world. Millions of fans follow the team every single day. When news comes out about the club, it spreads quickly. Fans share it on social media. They discuss it with friends. They make judgments based on what they read. But what happens when that information is wrong? It creates confusion. It spreads false rumors. And it damages the credibility of everyone involved. This is why we at United Daily Updates take our responsibility seriously. We check our sources. We verify information. And we always put accuracy first. The article we are looking at today is a perfect example of what happens when fact-checking goes out the window. It is supposed to be a match preview for Manchester United against Sunderland. It predicts the starting lineup. It talks about tactics. But when you look closely, you realize that something is very wrong. Let me give you a quick overview of the article before we break it down. The article says Manchester United have picked up only 7 points from their opening 6 Premier League matches. It says they lost 3-1 to Brentford last weekend. It then predicts that manager Ruben Amorim will make 4 changes to the starting lineup for the Sunderland match. The predicted lineup includes several players like Lammens in goal, Lainui Euro in defence, Ahmad at wing-back, Casemiro in midfield, and players like Matheus Cunha, Bryan Mbeumo, and Benjamin Sesko in attack. The article goes into detail about why each player should start and what they bring to the team. Sounds reasonable, right? Well, not quite. As we are about to see, this article has some serious problems that we need to talk about. The big problems: players who do not play for United. Let me get straight to the point. The biggest issue with this article is that it includes several players in the predicted Manchester United lineup who do not actually play for Manchester United. Yes, you read that correctly. The article names players who are under contract with other clubs and treats them as if they are United players. Let us go through them one by one. First, we have Bryan Mbeumo. The article says Mbeumo is expected to line up in the attacking midfield department for Manchester United. It even says he should link up well with Ahmad. But here is the fact. Bryan Mbeumo plays for Brentford, not Manchester United. He is a key player for the Bees. He scores goals for them. He creates chances for them. But he does not play for United. What makes this even more confusing is that the article mentions Brentford earlier. It talks about United losing 3-1 to Brentford. So the writer clearly knows Brentford exists as a team. Yet somehow, they put a Brentford player in the United lineup. This is not a small mistake. This is a fundamental error that should have been caught immediately. Second, we have Matheus Cunha. The article lists Cunha as one of the attacking midfielders for Manchester United. But Matheus Cunha plays for Wolverhampton Wanderers. He is a talented Brazilian forward who has been doing well for Wolves. But again, he does not play for Manchester United. He has never played for United. There is no transfer news linking him to United. Yet the article puts him in the starting lineup as if it is completely normal. Third, we have Benjamin Sesko. The article says Sesko scored his first United goal last weekend at Brentford and now has the chance to score his first goal at Old Trafford. This sounds great, except for one major problem. Benjamin Sesko plays for RB Leipzig in Germany. He is a young striker with a lot of potential. But he plays in the Bundesliga, not the Premier League. He plays for Leipzig, not Manchester United. Do you see the pattern here? The article has named 3 attacking players for Manchester United who all play for different clubs. This is not just one mistake. This is a systematic problem that runs through the entire article. But wait, there is more. The article also mentions 2 other players who do not play for Manchester United. Fourth, we have Lammens. The article says Lammens should make his debut in goal for Manchester United against Sunderland. It says he should replace Altay Bayındır after Bayındır made mistakes at Brentford. But Lammens is a goalkeeper who plays for Anderlecht in Belgium. He is not part of the Manchester United squad. He has never been linked with a move to United. Yet the article presents him as a United player who is ready to make his debut. Fifth, we have Patrick Dorgu. The article says Dorgu is guaranteed to start at left wing-back for United. But Patrick Dorgu plays for Lecce in Serie A in Italy. He is a young wing-back who has been doing well in Italy. But he is not a Manchester United player. So let me summarize. Out of the 11 players in the predicted lineup, 5 of them do not actually play for Manchester United. That is nearly half the team. These players all play for other clubs in other leagues. Yet the article treats them as if they are United players. How does something like this happen? How does a writer put together a predicted lineup that includes players from Brentford, Wolves, Leipzig, Anderlecht, and Lecce? It is honestly difficult to understand. Why these errors matter? You might be thinking, okay, so the article got some players wrong. What is the big deal? Let me explain why these errors matter so much. First, it destroys credibility. When you read an article that claims Bryan Mbeumo plays for Manchester United, you immediately know something is wrong. It makes you question everything else in the article. If the writer does not know which players play for which teams, how can you trust anything else they say? Second, it confuses fans. Imagine a young Manchester United fan who reads this article. They might genuinely believe that United have signed these players. They might think Sesko really did score for United last weekend. They might think Mbeumo is actually a United player. This confusion spreads quickly, especially on social media. Third, it spreads misinformation. In the age of the internet, false information travels fast. Someone might read this article and share it with friends. Those friends might share it with others. Before you know it, hundreds or thousands of people have seen false information about Manchester United. Fourth, it disrespects the players and clubs involved. Bryan Mbeumo is a professional footballer who works hard for Brentford. Putting him in a fake Manchester United lineup disrespects his commitment to his actual club. The same goes for Cunha, Sesko, Lammens, and Dorgu. These are real people with real careers, and they deserve to be reported on accurately. Fifth, it makes it harder for good journalists. There are many excellent football journalists who work hard to bring us accurate information. They check their sources. They verify facts. They build relationships with clubs and players. When articles like this get published, it makes everyone look bad. It makes people skeptical of all football journalism, even the good stuff. What the article gets right. Now, to be fair, we should acknowledge what the article gets right. Not everything in the article is wrong, and it is important to recognize that. The article is right about Manchester United not being in great form this season. United have indeed struggled at times. The team has faced challenges. The results have not always been what fans hoped for. So the general premise that United need to improve is correct. The article is also right about some of the actual Manchester United players it mentions. Altay Bayındır is a United goalkeeper. Harry Maguire is a United defender. Matthijs de Ligt is a United defender. Luke Shaw is a United player. Diogo Dalot is a United player. Amad Diallo is a United player. Casemiro is a United player. Bruno Fernandes is the United captain. These are all real United players. The article is also right about the 3-4-2-1 formation. This is a formation that has been used in modern football. It can be effective when used correctly. The tactical discussion about how this formation works is generally accurate, even if the specific players named are wrong. So the article is not completely made up. It has some factual information mixed in with the errors. This actually makes it more dangerous in some ways. If the entire article was obviously fake, people would dismiss it immediately. But because it has some correct information, it might fool some readers into thinking the whole thing is true. How to spot fake or unreliable football news? This brings us to an important question. How can you tell when football news is fake or unreliable? How can you protect yourself from being misled? Let me give you some tips that will help you be a smarter consumer of football information. First, check the players mentioned. This is the most obvious one. If an article says a player is in the Manchester United lineup, do a quick search. Does that player actually play for United? If not, the article is wrong. It takes just a few seconds to verify this information. Second, look at the source. Who published the article? Is it a well-known, reputable website? Or is it a site you have never heard of? Established football news outlets have editors and fact-checkers. They have reputations to protect. Unknown websites might not have the same standards. Third, check multiple sources. If you read something interesting about Manchester United, see if other sources are reporting the same thing. If a big story is true, multiple outlets will cover it. If you can only find it on one obscure website, be skeptical. Fourth, look for quotes and attributions. Good journalism includes quotes from managers, players, or club officials. It tells you where information came from. If an article makes big claims without any sources, be careful. Fifth, use common sense. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If an article claims United have secretly signed 3 world-class players, ask yourself if that makes sense. Would such a big story really be exclusive to one small website? Sixth, check the date. Sometimes old articles resurface on social media. People share them thinking they are new. Always check when an article was published. Context matters. Seventh, be careful with predicted lineups. Articles that predict lineups are just guesses. They are not official team news. Even when they come from reliable sources, they are often wrong. So take them with a grain of salt. Eighth, watch out for clickbait. Some websites write sensational headlines to get clicks. The headline might promise big news, but the article might not deliver. Do not just read the headline. Read the full article. Ninth, trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is. You know Manchester United. You follow the team. If an article says something that contradicts what you know, question it. 10th, stick to trusted sources. This is why we created United Daily Updates. We want to be a source you can trust. We check our facts. We verify our information. And we always put accuracy first. The real Manchester United situation. So if the article we discussed is full of errors, what is the real situation at Manchester United? Let me give you some actual facts about the club. Manchester United are currently managed by Erik ten Hag, not Ruben Amorim as the article claimed. Ten Hag has been in charge since 2022. He is working to build a team that can compete for major trophies. The actual Manchester United squad includes goalkeepers like Andre Onana, who is a first-choice keeper. Altay Bayindir is the backup goalkeeper. In defense, United have players like Lisandro Martinez, Rafael Varane, Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, Luke Shaw, Diogo Dalot, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. In midfield, United have Casemiro, Christian Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes, Mason Mount, Kobbie Mainoo, and others. In attack, United have Marcus Rashford, Antony, Jadon Sancho, Alejandro Garnacho, Rasmus Højlund, and Anthony Martial. These are the actual players at Manchester United. Not Brian Bumo. Not Mateus Cunha. Not Benjamin Sesko. Those players all play for other teams. As for United's performance this season, they have had ups and downs like any team. They have won some matches and lost others. They are working to improve and compete for trophies. But the specific claim about 7 points from 6 matches in the article cannot be verified without knowing which season or time period is being discussed. The key point is that Manchester United is a real club with real players facing real challenges. They do not need fake lineups or made-up stories. The real stories about United are interesting enough on their own. Why we do things differently at United Daily Updates. This whole situation is a perfect example of why we do things the way we do at United Daily Updates. We have built our YouTube channel and our community on a foundation of trust and accuracy. Let me explain our approach. First, we always verify information before sharing it. If we see a rumor or a story, we check it. We look for multiple sources. We make sure it makes sense. We do not just copy and paste information from other websites. We do our homework. Second, we are transparent about what we know and what we do not know. If something is a rumor, we say it is a rumor. If something is confirmed, we say it is confirmed. If we are speculating, we make that clear. We do not pretend to have inside information when we do not. Third, we respect our audience. We know you are smart. We know you care about Manchester United. And we know you deserve accurate information. We do not try to trick you with clickbait headlines or fake news. We give you the facts and trust you to make your own judgments. Fourth, we correct our mistakes. Nobody is perfect. If we get something wrong, we own up to it. We correct the error. We apologize if necessary. We do not double down on false information. Fifth, we focus on quality over quantity. We would rather publish one accurate article than 10 articles full of errors. We take the time to get things right. This is why United Daily Updates has become a trusted source in the Manchester United community. Our subscribers know they can count on us. They know we will not mislead them. They know we care about accuracy as much as they do. Lessons for all football fans. What can we learn from this situation? I think there are several important lessons that apply to all football fans, not just Manchester United supporters. First, always question what you read. Do not believe everything you see online. Even if an article looks professional, even if it has nice graphics, even if it sounds authoritative, check the facts. A healthy dose of skepticism is a good thing. Second, support quality journalism. When you find sources that you trust, support them. Subscribe to their channels. Share their content. Leave positive comments. Good journalism takes time and effort. When we support it, we encourage more of it. Third, do not spread misinformation. If you read something that sounds wrong, do not share it. Do not be part of the problem. Instead, check it out. If it is false, maybe leave a comment pointing out the errors. Help others avoid being misled. Fourth, educate yourself. Learn about the teams you follow. Know who the players are. Know who the manager is. The more you know, the harder it is for false information to fool you. Fifth, remember that players are people. When we read transfer rumors or lineup predictions, it is easy to forget that these are real people we are talking about. They have feelings. They have careers. They have families. Let us always treat them with respect, even in our discussions online. Sixth, enjoy the game. Yes, we should care about accuracy. Yes, we should call out bad journalism. But at the end of the day, football is supposed to be fun. Let us not get so caught up in the drama that we forget to enjoy watching our team play. The bigger picture, football media in the digital age. This situation also raises bigger questions about football media in the digital age. Anyone can start a website or blog. Anyone can publish articles. Anyone can claim to be a football journalist. This democratization of media has some benefits, but it also creates challenges. On the positive side, we have more voices and perspectives than ever before. Fans can create their own content. Alternative viewpoints can be heard. The big mainstream media outlets do not have a monopoly on information anymore. But on the negative side, there is less quality control. There are fewer editors checking facts. There are fewer professional standards being enforced. And there is more incentive to prioritize clicks and engagement over accuracy. Many websites make money through advertising. The more clicks they get, the more money they make. This creates an incentive to publish sensational content, even if it is not true. A fake transfer rumor might get more clicks than a boring but accurate injury update. So some sites choose the fake rumor. Social media makes this problem worse. False information can spread incredibly quickly on platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. By the time the truth catches up, thousands of people have already seen and believed the false information. What is the solution? I do not think there is a simple answer. We cannot put the internet genie back in the bottle. We cannot force every website to meet professional journalism standards. But we can make better choices as consumers of media. We can choose to support quality sources. We can choose to verify information before sharing it. We can choose to call out false information when we see it. And we can choose to educate ourselves and others about media literacy. This is part of why United Daily Updates exists. We want to be part of the solution. We want to show that you can build an audience by being accurate and trustworthy. You do not need to resort to clickbait and fake news. Quality content will win in the long run. Moving forward, what happens next? So where do we go from here? For us at United Daily Updates, we will continue doing what we have always done. We will bring you accurate, reliable information about Manchester United. We will verify our facts. We will be transparent with you. And we will always put quality first. For you as fans, I encourage you to keep being smart consumers of media. Keep questioning what you read. Keep supporting quality sources. And keep holding football media accountable. For the wider football media industry, I hope this serves as a reminder of the importance of accuracy. Your credibility is your most valuable asset. Once you lose it, it is very hard to get it back. Please take the time to verify information. Please fact-check your articles. Please remember that real people are reading what you write. As for the specific article we discussed today, I hope the website that published it takes it down or corrects it. It is doing a disservice to football fans. It is spreading misinformation. And it is damaging the credibility of football journalism in general. Conclusion: the truth matters. We have covered a lot of ground in this blog post. We started with an article that claimed to predict the Manchester United lineup. We discovered that the article contained major errors, including listing players who do not play for United. We discussed why these errors matter. We talked about how to spot unreliable football news. We looked at the real situation at Manchester United. And we reflected on the bigger issues facing football media today. The main message I want you to take away is simple. The truth matters. Accuracy matters. When we read about Manchester United, we deserve to get the facts. When someone publishes information about our club, they have a responsibility to get it right. This is not about being perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. But there is a difference between an honest mistake and the kind of systematic errors we saw in that article. When half your predicted lineup consists of players who play for other teams, that is not a mistake. That is a failure of basic fact-checking. As Manchester United fans, we care deeply about our club. We follow every match. We discuss every transfer. We analyze every decision. This passion is what makes football great. But this passion also means we deserve better than fake news and made-up lineups. At United Daily Updates, we are committed to giving you better. We will continue to be a source you can trust. We will continue to verify our information. We will continue to put accuracy first. And we will continue to respect you, our audience. Thank you for being part of the United Daily Updates community. Thank you for demanding accuracy. Thank you for supporting quality football journalism. And thank you for your passion for Manchester United. If you found this blog post helpful, please share it with other United fans. Help us spread the message that accuracy matters. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not already. Turn on notifications so you never miss our content. And leave a comment letting us know what you think. Together, we can build a community based on truth, accuracy, and our shared love for Manchester United. Together, we can hold football media accountable. And together, we can make sure that the next generation of United fans has access to reliable, trustworthy information about their club. Keep supporting the Reds. Keep demanding the truth. And keep coming back to United Daily Updates for all your Manchester United news. Until next time, this is United Daily Updates, your trusted source for everything Manchester United.